Today, we are diving into a company that seems so deeply misunderstood, you have to wonder if the market is making a $400 million mistake. We're talking about Silver Tiger Metals, and believe me, this story starts with them doing something everyone said was impossible.
I mean, listen to this. This quote just hits you right between the eyes. For years, the gospel truth in the mining world was that getting a new mine permitted in Mexico? Forget it. It was a bureaucratic black hole, basically impossible. And yet, Silver Tiger just went and did it. And that, my friends, changes the entire game.
So you're probably asking, how in the world did they pull this off? Well, they got the big one, the crucial environmental permit from SEMARNAT, Mexico's environmental agency. And you got to understand, this isn't just some piece of paper. This is the very first, new open-pit mining permit granted in Mexico in 5 long years. They single-handedly broke a regulatory stalemate that had the whole industry on ice.
And boom, just like that, literally overnight, Silver Tiger went from being a maybe, a what if, a speculative explorer hoping to one day build a mine, to a fully permitted developer with a green light to get to work. I mean, the amount of risk that just came off the table is absolutely massive. It puts them in a completely different league.
But just how big of an advantage are we really talking about here? To get a sense of the scale, let me paint you a picture. Think of the entire mining industry in Mexico as this huge, sold-out rock concert.
So you've got every other company, right? They're all stuck in this massive line outside the front gate, just trying to get in. They are tangled up in red tape, facing years of potential delays. But Silver Tiger? Oh, they didn't even bother with the front gate. They found the unlocked back door, slipped right inside, and they are already setting up the stage. It's an unbelievable multi-year head start.
And what a stage it is. We're talking about the El Tigre project down in Sonora. And look, this isn't some shot in the dark, some brand new discovery. No, this thing is a legend. Historically, this area has cranked out over 100 million ounces of silver equivalent at insane, super high grades. This is a proven world-class winner.
Now, what makes this project so unique is that it's basically 2 mines in one. Seriously. On the surface, you've got an open pit. Think of this as the cash cow. It's a big, bulk operation designed to get into production fast and just print money to fund everything else. But sitting right underneath it, that's where you find those legendary, super high-grade veins. That's the massive, long-term jackpot.
Okay, so the permit's in hand, the asset is world-class, and this is where the story gets, frankly, a little crazy. So I need you to pay close attention. Let's talk about what this whole thing is actually worth. And then, let's look at what the market is willing to pay for it. Come on, let's do the math. All right, right now, as we speak, the stock market values all of Silver Tiger Metals at about $350 million. Got it? 350. Just lock that number in your head.
Now, hold on to your hat. An official, independent economic study looked at just the open pit part of the mine. The cash cow we talked about. They calculated its real-world value, the net present value, at $750 million. And that's at today's silver prices.
You heard that right. That is a $400 million gap between the company's price and the tangible value of just half of its asset. So why? I mean, seriously, why is the market ignoring a $400 million discount? Is it just that old, tired story about Mexico being tough to invest in? Is nobody paying attention? Whatever the reason, the disconnect is just staggering.
Just look at this gap. It is absolutely insane. You can literally buy the entire company today for less than half of what its main asset is worth on paper. Think about that. You're buying the fully permitted open pit for 50 cents on the dollar, and they're throwing in that massive high-grade underground potential completely for free.
And if you thought that was wild, check out the project economics. The internal rate of return, or IRR, it's a jaw-dropping 92%. The industry average is something like 25%. And the payback period? You get all your money back in under 12 months. This mine is projected to pay for its entire construction cost within its very first year of operation. These kinds of numbers just make that valuation gap even more of a head-scratcher.
But hang on, the story gets even better. Because so far, we've only been talking about today's value, at today's silver price. But what happens if silver really takes off? Well, this is where you see the explosive, real magic of owning the mine itself. It all comes down to a critical concept called leverage. Let me break it down for you. At, say, $50 silver, a mine has millions of tons of rock that's just not worth digging up. The grade is too low, so it's classified as waste. But
What happens if silver doubles to $100 an ounce? All of a sudden, that waste rock isn't waste anymore. It's treasure. It's valuable ore. The mine's value doesn't just double, it grows exponentially.
So what does that geometric leverage mean for El Tigre? Well, at a $100 silver price, that high-grade underground potential that you were getting for free, it becomes an absolute monster. The total value of the project could rocket past $2 billion. That's the power of this kind of leverage.
And look, this isn't some fantasy scenario 10 years down the road. No way. The company has a very clear timeline of events, catalysts coming up very, very soon that could force the market to finally wake up and smell the coffee.
So here's what you need to be watching for. First, coming up in January 2026, we get the first real economic numbers on that massive underground part of the mine. Then, right after that, construction is slated to begin on the open pit. And the goal? To become a significant, mid-tier producer as early as 2027. This is not a 10-year plan. This is happening right now.
Which brings us right back to our final central question. The impossible permit is in hand. The project's economics are stellar. The math shows a deep, deep discount to its real value. So I'll just leave you with this. What is the market waiting for?